Hello, my most amazing artists, and welcome to Miss Guzman's virtual art class. Today, we are going to be learning about landscapes. Landscapes are any artwork of the land. The kind of landscape we are going to be making today is a spring landscape. The main element of art that we are going to be focusing on is space. The art media or art tools we are going to use today are paper, pencil, and whatever coloring tools you have. I'm going to use my coloring pencils. You can use crayons, markers, and even paint. This project would be really fun to do with paint if you have some at home. Most landscapes are in a horizontal orientation. So today, please make your paper horizontal. To make our artwork very advanced, we are going to use space to make visual depth. Visual depth just means that the artist is creating an optical illusion that makes it seem as if the artwork is a three-dimensional space instead of a two-dimensional space. An artist can do that by following these 4 general rules for creating an illusion of distance. 1, high contrast comes forward, low contrast comes back. That just means that up in front there's more detail, and in the back it's going to look kind of blurry. 2, bright colors come forward, dull or neutral colors go back. 3, warm colors come forward and cool colors go back. 4, large marks come forward and small marks go back. The 3 new vocabulary words you'll need to know is background, middle ground, and foreground. You're going to overlap parts of the artwork to create these 3 spaces. I started off by making a list. I was brainstorming things that I definitely wanted to include in my drawing about spring. We are going to learn about something called one-point perspective. To begin, you will need a horizon line and a vanishing point. Remember, horizon line is where the sky touches the ground. A vanishing point is on the horizon line. It's where the objects in the artwork disappear into the distance. Our drawing will have a river in it. From the vanishing point, you are going to draw a curvy line to the bottom of the page. Then again, from the vanishing point, you are going to draw another curvy line parallel to the first and getting bigger, wider as it comes to the bottom of the page. Here I've labeled the 3 parts of the artwork: background, middle ground, and foreground. I'm going to start with the background. In the background, I'm going to make some zigzag lines acting as mountains. I also added a few places where I wanted to add clouds in the sky. I decided to make the sun hiding behind some of the mountains by making a curved line across the mountains. Next up, I started to work on the midground. Here I'm going to add trees, big trees in the front and smaller trees as I get towards the top of the page. Notice how I'm holding my pencil. I'm holding it in the special artist technique way of sketching. I'm holding it very lightly and not pushing down very hard, so it'll be easy to cover up with colors or to erase. In the foreground, I'm going to make lots of different kinds of flowers and plants. Springtime flowers like tulips and daffodils, and water plants like cattails and lily pads. As you can see, I'm not adding a ton of detail yet. I'm just planning about where I'm going to put things throughout the artwork. I started by working on the sky. I chose a nice blue color. Notice how I'm picking colors in the same color family, like light blue and dark blue, for the sky, and then blending them together. Then I moved on to the sun. The sun will be orange, light orange, and yellow. All of those are in the warm color family, and those will blend nicely together to give me a gradient of a beautiful sunrise. I'm working on what would be the furthest away first. So I worked on the sky, the sun, and now I'm working forward towards the mountains. I'm adding little bits of shading in dark blues, dark purples, because the cooler colors should be in the back and the brighter, warmer colors will be more evident as we come towards the front or the bottom of our drawing. I'm just working around the page, coloring bit by bit little parts. I am working on the midground next, adding a little bit of definition to the water. It'll be darker in the back and lighter as it comes forward towards the bottom of the page. The trees will be very small towards the mountains and very large up towards the bottom of the page. When coloring, it's really helpful to keep that same color until everything that color is finished before switching to the next color. It just makes things go a lot faster with less switching. I'm coloring the grass dark green towards the mountains, turning to forest green, and then to lime green as it gets down to the bottom. Now I'm going to show you a fun blending technique if you have a paintbrush and you are drawing with colored pencils. Add a tiny bit of water to your brush and then move around the page with each color and slightly rub to blend those colors together. This technique will give your artwork a smoother, more fluid finish. Now I'm going to work on the beautiful flowers in the foreground. They are going to require a lot of detail because they are nearer to the viewer's eye. I'm going to take a lot of time to make each blade of grass and each petal on the flower. It's going to be my favorite part, and I'm going to use those really bright, popping, warm colors. Now that I have most of my composition filled up with beautiful things, I can go in and start adding details that make everything seem a little bit more realistic. I'm going to work on the water, adding cattails and lily pads, and the reflection from the sun coming off of that water. Work on your artwork until you feel happy with it. By the end, you should have a beautiful spring landscape to celebrate this beautiful time of year. Please send me pictures of your completed landscapes on Class Dojo. I hope you guys had so much fun learning about landscapes, learning about background, midground, and foreground, and 1-point perspective. Thank you guys so much for following along with me. Don't forget to like and comment, and tell me what your favorite part of the project was. I know mine was making those beautiful flowers down in the front. I'm so proud of you guys. Keep it up, keep being creative, and I'll see you next virtual art class. Bye!